Wow, what a day today has been so far. And apparently I'm getting a text. Today was a very busy day. This again is the first week back to school. It is now Thursday. And got up, got dressed, got Em ready for school, got Buddy up, dropped Em off at school, came home, had breakfast, or I should say made Buddy breakfast. We ate, we went grocery shopping, we came home, I fixed him lunch, fixed Buddy lunch, so that he can eat while I was putting the groceries away. As soon as he got done, went potty, got our jackets on, out the door, went to school. Got out of the car and are waiting for the teachers to open the door to have the kids come in. And we're waiting there, and I said, okay, dude, gotta give me a hug before the doors open. So he gives me a big hug, and he's running around with the other kids. And then he kept on saying, let's go by my mom. And goes and stands next to me and goes, hug. Give him another hug. That's strange, because normally it's like, oh, I'll give you a hug, Mom, fine, I'll make you happy, and then he goes and runs off. But I do like to give him a nice big squeeze, as long as he will let me, because he's distracted by his friends. And that helps to kind of get him a little more regulated before school. So I like to do lots of big bear hugs. And so he comes and wants another hug, so I give him another big hug. And I thought, well, it was kind of a busy day. Well, then the teachers come out, and he goes and gives me another hug. And I thought, well, that's sweet, but okay, I'll take all the hugs I can get. Never got him. Never was able to cuddle and do all that stuff when he was little. So, yes. Give him a big hug. He goes running off, stops halfway between me and the door, turns around, and he is sobbing. He has never, ever, ever, ever done this. Never. Through all of the therapy. Now, he's been at preschool for half a year. The first day of school, he was like, bye. Didn't even look back. Was like, see ya. Now, all of a sudden, he's crying. And the way he's crying isn't like a, it's a, which is a sensory cry. There's a difference. People who have kids who have sensory issues know the difference. You can hear there is a difference. There's more of a strain in their voice. They're more tense when they cry. They just look, there's a different look about them when it's a sensory cry, and that's what it was. And he comes running back to me like this, and he's all stiff, and he's crying. And I went, oh my gosh, Buddy, what happened? What's going on? Crying and crying, just gave me a big hug, and did not, like, I let go of my arms, and he would not let go of me. So I looked at him, and I said, are you okay? And I managed to get what it was. And he said, I go home with you, Mama. I go home with you and sleep. No, he hasn't taken a nap for like 3 weeks. So I think probably caught up to him. There's probably a lot that has gone into the makings of today. He said, I go home with you and sleep. And I said, no, Buddy, you got to go to school. You got to go to school, okay? It's all right. You go to school. And when I pick you up in a couple hours, we'll come home. We don't have to wait for Em to pick her up from school. We'll just come home, because she's got violin. Come home, you could take a nap. When Daddy gets home, I go by Em when Dad comes home for her violin. No. Just panicked. So his one teacher comes out, Miss Donna comes out and says, and she's like, oh my gosh, I've never seen him do this. And I said, neither have I. This is the first time. And she's like, it's breaking my heart. I'm like, me too. So we walked. I said, come on, hold my hand. We'll walk to the door. I'll walk with you to the door. No. So finally I get him to do. We go by the door. And again, did not, like this, grabbing my legs. So I got home. I got down. I said, I will give you one more big squeeze. I tried. Buddy, I will count to 3. You have to go to school. It's important. You have to go to school. 1, 2, there goes the scream, and now he's I'm like, okay, there's no, we're past the point of no return. So Miss Donna said, all right, bud, one more hug and kiss, and then it's time for school. And so I said, yeah, well, that's it. You got to go in. So I gave him a hug. And she said, Mom, I'll go ahead and I'll just take him in. And I said, okay. So as she's grabbing him, he's screeching. And I say screeching because it's not, when it's when I explain things to people, they go, oh, it's just 'cause he was just having a tantrum. It was probably just a tantrum. When they see it and they hear it, they go, what's wrong with him? Have you just met him? So there's a difference, and people don't understand it until they see it and they go, whoa. Because he's gotten so much better that in day-to-day interactions with people, they go, yeah, he's a little hyper. Yeah, he's just a boy. He's gotten so much better that people forget, and which, I mean, is good to a point, but it's bad because then people do forget that he does have certain needs, that there are certain things that he can't do. And anyways, so he starts screeching and he drops and he's just hanging there by his arm, and Miss Donna, and she's like, he'll be fine, Mom. He'll be fine. Now I'm crying. Now I'm starting to tear up. I'm like, okay, bye, buddy. I'll see you later. I love you. And I turn around and I look over my shoulder and I'm bawling out. I go like this, and she goes, me too. Oh, and Miss Donna had said, you could come sit on my lap, and I'll give you lots of big hugs today. And there was another child earlier this morning who needed lots of big hugs, and she fell asleep in my lap. And it's okay if you do that. But he just still, at that point, he was already in meltdown mode, and you could tell him, I will give you 15 chocolate bars that you can eat right now, and there's nothing. You can't get through once he gets into Buddy's world. It's a very difficult time trying to communicate. So she's, and she knows that. She said, I'm just going to bring him in. She said, if there's a problem, we'll give you a call if he needs to come home. And I said, okay. So I get home. On the way home, I call Brian. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. This is what happened with Buddy today. And he goes, oh, that is strange. We'll just have to keep an eye on it. We talked for a while about what possibly could have, there's lots of things. He's just getting over the flu, not like flu, like nasal swab came back, yeah, you got the flu. He's just getting over that. We just came back from, came off of 2 weeks without school. We just came back from vacation. He just gave up his naps. And I can almost hear every other sensory parrot out there going, yep, that'll do it. Every therapist I hear you going, yep, that'll do it, yep. So we're assuming that that's what it is. But we are going to keep, obviously not just, we're going to make the assumption that that's what it is, but we are also not going to ignore it and say, oh, it's just sensory stuff. And that's one thing as a parent of a child with special needs, that you have to be extra vigilant about your children, because you really have to look at them with an eagle eye. And there's, you will have other parents from school and family and friends, and it could be dear family and very dear and close friends, and some of them will be like, you're overreacting, or you're looking at it too close. But you have to, because with all of those layers of the sensory needs, in our case, but certain abilities and certain disabilities in your children makes it harder. You can't just go on that assumption. It might be something that they're unable to communicate with you, that there is something else that's wrong. There is something different. That's what we came to that agreement. Okay, yeah, we agree that it's probably just everything catching up with him now, getting back into the regular routine, and his body just went, all right, I'm done. I'm out. So that was that. Hang up. Go to start making my lunch. My phone rings. Okay, I thought, oh, he forgot to tell me something. I pick up the phone. Is this Buddy's mom? Yes. This is the school nurse. Oh my Lord. My heart sank. I thought, what happened? And she said he bumped his head on the wall. He wasn't crying when he bumped it, because of course now he's already out. He's sensory, he's out there. So pain threshold is non-existent. There is no threshold. It's just they get bumps and bruises and they get up and they're like, what? You know, because it's their body's already gone overboard, so they don't realize. But she said he didn't cry when it happened, but he's got a big old knot on his head above his eye, they said. So to keep an eye on him, obviously watch to see if he's extra sleepy. Well, that's great because he was exhausted when I dropped him off. So now I gotta bring him home and watch him. If he takes a nap, I'm gonna have to be standing, hovering like a hawk. But they said, you know, obviously it's probably going to get bruised and all that, but they just wanted to let me know. They said, you know, we're trying to put an ice pack on him. And I laughed and I said, okay, well, good luck. I said, I said, yeah, that's probably going to be a difficult task. And she kind of was, oh, well, yeah. I said, he has sensory issues. Because this is the first time he's been to the nurse, so she's not familiar with him. I said, he has sensory issues. Oh, she says, oh, okay. And I said, she goes, so just don't do it then. And I said, no, we always try. At home, we always try. Sometimes he'll let us put an ice pack on for 30 seconds. It's better than nothing. So I said, you know, go ahead and try and put it on him. If it's getting him upset, if he's getting too upset, then don't, because that's just going to be worse than putting the ice pack on. And she's like, oh, okay, so we'll just leave the ice pack off. So obviously he was having some issues with the ice pack, which I knew. He's already at this point over the brink. He's dysregulated, which I'm sure it was either in the midst of a meltdown that he did that, or it's because his body at this point, he was emotionally able to calm down, but his body still is in meltdown mode. And dysregulated, and he becomes very clumsy and falls and bumps into things and kind of doesn't know where his body is in relationship to the world around him. So that's been the morning so far. Hopefully going to be reporting later after I pick up Buddy, and I'll report back and let you know how he's doing. So I'll see you then. Yesterday, picked him up from school. He did good. The bonk that he had on his, hey, no hitting. You tell her you're sorry right now. Sensory overload, jumping on the bed. Dude, give her love right now and tell her you're sorry. Please. Good job. What do you want? Anyways, so we picked him up from school and he had a good day. Talked to Miss Donna. She's like, oh, after about 5 minutes, he re-regulated himself enough where he can function and he was doing great. He had a fun day, and so that made me feel so much better. Even though last night he was still elevated when we put him into his bed. Excuse me one moment. Hey guys, enough, because it's night time. It's quiet time. Buddy. Quiet time. No running, no jumping, okay? You guys can sit and hang out, read books, no loud noises or screaming or yelling or jumping.
Or maybe just go to sleep right now.
That would be awesome. Alright. Hey!
Oh yeah, no loud. Let's turn this off.
So he did really good, but then last night putting him to bed was still a little bit crying and holding on to my shirt and saying no, no, no. But closed the door, and after about 2 minutes he stopped crying and was in there talking and playing, and then fell asleep shortly after. If you like this video, go ahead and give us a big old thumbs up right down there. Also, go ahead and click right here to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go to the links below to check out our website, our Facebook, our Twitter, and our Instagram accounts. If there's anything you guys are interested in hearing us talk about, go ahead and put it in the comments below. Or if you just want to say, hi, how are you doing? Anything else, you have a good joke, put those in the comments too. We'll see you later. Bye.